Charlotte Hornets jumped on the Celtics early. They never let up as they won wire to wire. The Hornets beating the Celtics 118-89, a 29-point loss for the season, their largest loss of the season. It's Celtics postgame live. Tom Giles, Chris Forsberg. Eddie, at halftime, we talked about the Celtics defensively and obviously how everything's tied together. Felt like at times they tried to make a push there in the third quarter, but the Hornets seemed to have an answer whenever they needed one.
Yeah, I thought the problem was it's been like this for a while. At times when we're not making shots, it seems like it affects our defense. And this was one of those nights where that's exactly what I felt like. The Charlotte Hornets got everything they wanted to get. They got great looks, open shots, late contests, layups, everything that you want to get that we should be getting, that you would think that the Celtics should be getting, and it just wasn't like that. And you would think that the Celtics was the team that came in at 5:30 in the morning, but this team had way more energy. They came out, and don't think that Charles Lee didn't have them motivated, because of course there's competitiveness not only amongst the players between the lines, but coaches as well. And coming from this tree and this lineage, he's making his bones over there in Charlotte. So yeah, it was one of them nights, man. It was one of them nights. And
I mean, the Hornets are rolling.
In the last week, this has happened twice to us, I want to say.
Yeah, it's 2 straight Wednesdays.
Yeah, it's ban Wednesdays. Look, the Celtics should have known. They were the ones who got into Milwaukee late and still found a way on the second night of a back-to-back to bring the energy. They should have known that the Hornets were going to be motivated. I mean, that offense is humming, and the Celtics had absolutely no answers. Like, Vooch comes in, they go in the drop, then they just abuse that. They knock down all those threes. Just a really, really impressive performance with the different ways that the Hornets can beat you. Knippel, sorry, Scal, that's Rookie of the Year right now, the way he is playing out there. And just so much respect. You knew, I think Eddie nailed it, right? Like, Charles Lee was super motivated to play an old team, kind of knows how this works, even though it looks a little bit different. But, man, I don't know if it mattered, because the way that offense attacked Kobe White, LaMelo Ball, like, what, it didn't matter who was in control of the basketball, setting everybody else up. They're just a well-oiled machine. And Giles, the thing I come away thinking is, that's a team you might see. You know, like, they're right now at the 9-10 spot on the play-in, but they're probably gonna elevate. They're gonna be in that 7-8 matchup. You know, depending on how those games tip, this is a team that you could see in the 2-7. And that's like a little daunting the way they're playing. Now, I don't know if they'll be ready for the big playoff stage, and the Celtics will absolutely. We'll see with the 2 other matchups later in the year where they're ready. But man, shout out to the Hornets. The buzz is for real.
Yeah, they play with a ton of energy, and you saw it defensively as well. You know, it was a team that I think watching around the league this season, Eddie, you would see them knocking down threes, and obviously they like to let those fly. But defensively, they also seem to give the Celtics some problems right from the jump.
Yeah, they did. They were handsy, and I think that's kind of like the formula that everybody is trying to take, is to be handsy, to be physical with the Celtics, and that will give you an opportunity to win the game. So when you look at how they play, I just thought tonight we looked like I said, we looked like the team that came in at 5:30 in the morning. We were a step slow on everything. Our spacing wasn't great. Our finishing at the rim wasn't great. And it wasn't like we weren't getting looks that we normally knock down. We were getting all the things that we wanted. We were getting shots at the rim like bunnies, and we were missing them. So what can you do on with that? You just say, hey, you know what? It's one of these games, and chalk it up to it and move on.
And we'll take a look at some of those shots that they were just missing. They started 3 of 17.
Do we have to?
Yes, we do, Chris. It comes with the territory, right?
Fair.
Celebrate the wins, and you talk about why they won those games and why they lost tonight, 118-89. They will play 2 more times, end of March and then first week of April. As again, it's just the first of 3 meetings against the Charlotte Hornets, and this is one of those teams. First 2 weeks of the season, you look at the schedule, like, hey, can you mix in like a Charlotte Hornets somewhere there? Now you think about it, they got to play these guys 2 more times. Scal and Drew back in TD Garden with their thoughts after this one.
No one says, hey, man, I really miss playing the Hornets at that point. But maybe we should have. Very good basketball team.
Yeah, they are super legit. And, Scal, you said it during the broadcast. I agree with you. I'm excited for the next time we see them because you know the Celtics will come out with some serious energy.
You would hope so. And maybe they weren't ready. Maybe, they watch them on League Pass, but watch them in passing. They are so different when you see them live. They're big, they're strong, they defend aggressively, they're handsy, and they don't foul. So that's a killer combination. And then offensively, they got some special weapons out here. So I am looking forward to the rematch. I can't wait. I don't know how many rematches I'm looking forward to, but this is definitely, throughout a season, you just think, hey, it's one of 82. Yeah. But I think they surprised us so much, and it's not that far away, the rematch, that I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, just a couple of weeks, we'll see it down at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte. I mean, it does sort of feel like they have a lot of similarities to the team we watch every night. Obviously, their head coach was here when the Celtics won the championship, guys on the staff, on the training staff, and then it feels like they play a similar style where they play super hard, and they try to limit opponent free throws, and they're a killer rebounding team.
Yeah, so they probably fight the margins just as much. And I thought that stat was telling. I'm going to text it to one of their coaches. So they're out shooting their opponents 6 straight games with 5 more threes. They could do it again. They could break that record, or happen since 2006. And in a league where you're trying to make more threes and defend the 3 and defend the rim, they did an excellent job. So we got to be ready. Derek White was excellent today. I thought he played at the tempo. But this is a good challenge because this is kind of what the playoffs are like. You're going to get punched in the mouth no matter who you play. Those things happen. It's how you respond. And I think a lot of guys are going to remember this game and moving forward in a couple weeks. So, Charlotte, I think that they're off as well the day before. We're off the day before. Should be a great game.
Yeah, well, that's sort of long-term future. In terms of Friday, what do you expect from the Celtics?
I expect him to bounce back for sure. Yeah. So it depends. You hear all these rumors and stuff like that about if Tatum's coming back, but we know Cooper Flag is going to be in the building. It's going to be a neutral site game, sort of, because they're going to be cheering for Cooper Flag, I'm assuming. So I think it'll be nothing like we've ever experienced before.
Yeah, a lot of Nokomis high school jerseys will be in the stands here at TD Garden, and Scal's going to put Cooper through a 2-hour warm-up before the game, and he'll have him ready to go, and hopefully the Celtics can still handle him, Giles.
That sounds like good content. We should get you mic'd up for that, get that pumping out. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Be a lot of beeps when I work out elite players, man. Ask Eddie. When you work out the best players, man, there's a lot of beep, 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 beep.
And with that, gentlemen, thank you. We'll talk to you Friday.
A lot of beeps from people watching this game tonight.
118.
Beep, 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 beep.
All right, we're going to take quick. It was kind of that kind of night for Charlotte.
Felt worse.
Did it?
Yeah. Felt like he hit like 6 out of 8.
Yeah, I mean, they had 12 threes in the first half. They were 12 of 25 at halftime, Eddie, when we were talking about it. And you brought it up before we went to commercial break, but the Celtics also early in this game just missed a ton of shots at the rim. So, even though they were struggling a little bit from 3, usually they're able to get to the hoop. And even when they did, just unable to convert as we take a look at some of those misses early on.
Yeah, just one of them funky games where you think at the end of the day you got Jaylen Brown, who's one of the best finishers at the rim. That's D. White's shot right there. He normally finishes that right there. Jaylen Brown right here, this is easy money for him most of the time. Here goes another Jaylen Brown pass to Vucevic, and that's a smoke layup. Like, I don't know how many that they had. Oh. And, that should be easy money right there. And, all you could say is, like, I don't know what to say to that, to be honest with you. I haven't seen that much. I can say this. This is what I will say about this. This is 2 out of 3 games Peyton Pritchard hasn't scored a basket. Has put up a donut. And we're going to need him moving forward in the playoffs. So I don't know what it is. And